Red Indies. Shuffle, shuffle. Red Indies. Shuffle.
Shuffle Chat.
To say that thank you for giving this opportunity here and coming here and chilling with me. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's start with the starting portion of your life where, what was that one thing? And everybody has their own thing to do, some people like to sit in front of the computer. They say that they want to just make money. But how did music come to you? Like, from where did that start?
Honestly, when I was a child, my father died suddenly. And right at that moment, I felt a strong desire to write songs and to express myself through music.
Okay.
He was not a musician, and I had not previously done anything with music.
Okay.
I didn't know how to play anything, but I wanted to just express the pain in my heart through music. And that was the beginning for me as a child. I never studied properly. It was always
Wow.
Self-expression.
Yeah. So you were self-taught, like.
Yes.
All right. Wow. So,
Yeah.
it's like right now I'm trying to learn the keyboard. I know, and I know that my teacher tells me that if you not practice, then don't take the class. It's just waste of your money. So
Right.
I know, but if you self-taught yourself, I know how many years you've been dedicating to music, and how did you learn all of them together? So it happened one after the other, or it happened simultaneously?
Yeah, you can't like, if you're going to be self-taught, if you're not going to have a proper teacher, you still have to be very methodical. You still
Right.
have to be very committed, and you still have to practice, right? Yeah, it was guitar, and then certain things, if you play the guitar, you can play the bass. If you
Right.
play the keyboard, you can play the piano. So some of those skills transfer over.
You have been touched by Indian music, and a lot of releases that you've done have been very, very like the recent one which I heard is Bajrida Sitta. And you were inside your studio, you're playing the keyboard, you're playing the morsing, and you're playing so many instruments, and you're making the bass track so that Meenal can do her vocals. And she was in India, and you were there, and how did this collaboration happen?
I collaborate with a lot of folks. I have a pretty big network in Mumbai, Chennai, Delhi,
Wow.
even in the UK. So I was in touch with Meenal about a few different things, and then she had suggested it, actually. I think she gave me a few songs, and I said, okay, this one we'll do, Bajrida Sitta.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah, and then sometimes when I work with people, I'll make a little groove and send them a groove, and then they sing over it, and then they send it back, and I develop it.
Mhm.
Or in this case, she gave me the vocal first, and then I just did everything around that.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah.
It was like, what was this fascination towards like Indian sounds? What does that really do? Like, it just for me there is a sarangi which makes me cry. For me
This
there is a flute that someone really plays it well.
Yeah.
I cannot control my emotions. That
Yeah.
happens to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I feel like for a lot of Western musicians,
Mhm.
like John Coltrane, John McLaughlin, the Beatles and Ravi Shankar, Buddy Rich and Alaraka. Throughout history, you have these Western musicians who crave a different frontier. They want to expand their horizons, and they often go to jazz. And then when jazz is not enough of a challenge, they'll find themselves in Indian music. It's almost like that's where the biggest challenge is. And
Right.
something about similarly, I'm one of those musicians who I want to be challenged. I want to keep growing, and I love Indian melody.
Right.
Of course, I love Western melody as well, but I love Indian melody. I love the Indian voice. I love Indian rhythm. I love all rhythm, but especially love Indian rhythms. So I reach for that palette, that
Right.
sonic space, and
Right.
yeah, I agree. Sarangi, and there's so much depth, there's so much beauty.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So, who's that one other artist you want to like collaborate? Just like your dream artist you want to collaborate with? One
I
that one
like to,
name.
yeah, I like to collaborate with anyone whose heart is in the right place and who's willing to take a risk and be really creative.
Right.
And not afraid to experiment with new things.
Right.
That's the attitude that I love it when people show up with that kind of like, hey, let's play.
Any message you want to give to the audiences who are watching this? You want to give them a piece of advice because most of the people who watch our channel are independent musicians or trying to be independent aspiring musicians. So
Yeah.
would you like to say it?
Yeah. You mentioned earlier about the culture, what I thought of the culture, and I appreciated hearing that you were inspired by Michael Jordan, and there's this, because of the globalization, right? We're all on Instagram and we're all seeing everything. There's kind of this curiosity about the West and kind of an envy, even like my fans, and most of my fans and followers are actually based in India, the younger generation. And so there's this fascination with the West, and my advice is don't chase the unknown. Try to use your discernment. Don't turn your back on your tradition and your culture, because like, look at you, man. You're talking about Michael Jordan, and I'm talking about Hindustani classical, and so
Right.
it's cool, it's beautiful, and we want to celebrate the best of both worlds.
Right.
But people in America, every day you can have a new boyfriend and a new girlfriend and a new this. It's like, it's nothing to envy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have a beautiful tradition and a beautiful culture. So let's take the best of all of those things, but we don't want to erase what what is so meaningful in your culture.
Wow. Wow. Do you want to end this interview with playing a Morchang or something like that? Do you want to do that?
You don't want to hear me play the Morsung. Here, I'll play the handpan.
Wow. Oh, that's going to be
Have
crazy.
you seen one of these?
Yes, of course.
You know these, right? No?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful,
Wow.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You take care
All
of
right,
yourself.
man. Thank you, brother.
I'll see you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye. Take care. Vanakkam. Bye-bye.
Red Indies, shuffle, shuffle. Red Indies, shuffle.
Shuffle Chat.